Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO, and my good self, sponsored by Randy the News Guy. The link is below. Great guy for press releases and all of that good stuff. So check him out. Great deliverable for your clients as well, and all of the other benefits that come from that. But we are here to answer your questions. So give us whatever question you want to ask over in the chat. We will answer as many of them as we possibly can. No such thing as a stupid question. That's and right. Yeah, if we can help, we can help. If not, we will pass.
We'll try. Yeah, we'll try, guys and gals.
Yeah. But Fred Hutterson's here.
Hey, Fred.
Tommy Finnan.
Yep. He said hi at the other. I was answering some questions, and I was like, man, I haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you.
Tommy pops in and then disappears for 6 months.
Yeah.
But we all get busy. So what can you do? Surav. Good to see you, mate. And if you've got any questions, file them over in the chat, and we will go through them as quickly as we possibly can. Be patient as well. If sometimes people pile in 10 questions, and we'll get them first come, first serve. So we'll work our way through them, guys. Ryan Durrani is the first one. Oh. Ryan. So Ryan is best way to describe this, Chris, is a very impatient man. So he has started running Facebook ads, and he's concerned that in the last week or so that stuff has slowed right down. So he got an initial bit of traction, and he has seen it kind of tailing off. Any ideas, tips, or is he just being an impatient man, given that the schools are off over here or in England, and summer holidays are not quite back? Is that something we would expect?
And two, I don't know if this is your first few ads, but Facebook is very clever, right? I've noticed that quite consistently, unless you're in a brand new profile. If you're utilizing a profile that you've used to any extent previously, even if you don't load in anything, I feel as though like it's serving to people that have seen you before or interacted at some level, right? So I've noticed they taper off. So what I would do is create a few more creatives, maybe variations of creative, not just image or maybe video, try both, and then try to widen your scope and throw more money in. And I think you'll start to pick back up again, pick up some steam. Or it could just be like, if you literally just started, it could just be patience. So I've noticed that they'll take off all of a sudden, and then they'll dump. But different types of creative, multiple variations of creative, add more money, and then widen your scope. Usually it'll pick it back up again. So I just started playing with Facebook, so I might not be the best guy. I'm just learning too, man.
But he is an impatient guy. He doesn't take into consideration it's the last week of a month where people are skint. Paydays around the corner and things like that as well. So I think there's a bit of impatience timing. But like you say, I think it's also worth trying to broaden the reach as well. So hopefully that helps you, Ryan. Ursol, what's your favorite Fiverr gigs for a new website? Press release, blast, forum link building, social signals, etc. So Chris, new site, what is the first bunch of shit that you throw at it?
We steer clear of Fiverr. I've sold on Fiverr in the past, many years ago, 6 years ago now. I was a level 2 seller, right? So nothing wrong with it. And yes, you get traffic once you rank. I get it. But as far as now, I wouldn't go to Fiverr. With that being said, the first few things you're asking for, what, 5? The first thing I'm going to do if they don't have anything, is going to be what I call foundation or web 2, branded foundation links, PR, citations, directories, data aggregation submission. That's going to be the first couple things. Optimize the GBP profile. That's going to be key. Turn on traffic, turn on reviews. Take a look at their primary services, their structure, their content, maybe retune or refreshen, take care of internal links. Try to get 1 to 2 guest posts to each of their primary pages. And then I'll see you in a month. That's usually like first, that's about it. I don't know how many items that is, but that's the rundown.
But obviously press release blast, I think it's always a good thing for referring domain count and all that stuff. Forum link building, Chris, you feel there's a lot?
That doesn't show up on my list. I'm maybe somebody somewhere there's value, but that's not on the list. We will do no follow comment blasts, but that's farther down the line. Like when I get an over exceeding amount of do follows because we're hyper link building, we'll offset that with no follow comments at scale, but that's 3-4 months down the line.
And social signals, is that something you also think's a big needle mover, or is that a waste of time?
Again, no. Depending on the client, we will set up stuff that will allow posting and cause true social signals. Like, hey, people are talking about this brand. Like when you go to search and you search for a brand name on Facebook, you'll see, hey, people are talking about this. That to me is a true social signal. That comes from posting and comments, people engaging. Or we'll try to update like Twitter, because I noticed those posts come up. Like that to me is signals. Yeah. But like I'm not going to some service. No way. No.
Yeah, I think I would kind of reiterate what Chris says. I'm not a big user of Fiverr as such. I'm a big fan of press releases. I'm a big fan of citations and things like that. So I think, even places like Legit, there's certain gigs on there that I would 100% use. I would also throw into the mix, over and above what Chris has said. I would potentially even get wiki data entries and all sorts of stuff like that as well. Just because I feel that they're quite important from a kind of Google trust perspective. Crunchbase profiles, you can buy all of these kind of entities as well. So a whole bunch of stuff like that. But I think Chris is right. There's a lot of foundational stuff going on there, and I don't personally use Fiverr just because I don't trust
everyone.
A lot of the vendors that are on there. But it's not to say that I use SEO Builder for citations. Guy called Robert Kirk. Just because I trust and rely on the service. He doesn't sell on Fiverr. Randy or Madge for a PR blast, that type of thing. So nothing against Fiverr. There probably is good gigs on there, but I'm not a huge fan of blindly going in there and just buying stuff and hoping for the best, because there's a citation and then there's a citation. Doesn't always mean the same thing, as I found out to my cost. So hopefully that helps you, Ursul. Surav. So he's doing SEO for his own small business website, and he's struggling to build domain authority. Haro and guest posts are not working. What else can I do without spam links?
See, that's intriguing. Sometimes I'll run into this, like, hey, it'll spike it 5 or 6 points, one link. That's a lot when it comes to like Haro or these outreach type links that are DR 70 plus. It's probably because you're not building them rapidly enough, or if you do one, you're thinking it's this when actually it's just this, right? So with that being said, if you're looking at that as a main metric, I think you're looking in the wrong place. However, true authority is built over time with probably more links. So if DR is the barometer you're using, it sounds to me like you just need to build more links more rapidly, and also take a look at your internal linking. Like, are we passing throughout the site? So I hope this helps you out. You have anything else, Craig?
I mean, it's a very difficult one to answer. You know, I think, you know, Harrow and guest posts are not working. My thing would be, how many of those have you built? You know, is it enough? Were they good enough? You know, there's no question that links will increase your domain authority. It's just what links increase it and stuff like that. Now, Harrow, you could have done Harrow and you've only done, you know, one or two of them, and you may have only bought, you know, 3 or 4 guest posts, and they're probably, you know, they could be the kind of lower end stuff. You know, what you need to do is get diversity when it comes to links, power, relevance, all of that kind of stuff is all going to help get on there. But sometimes you need to hit it with something, and what my something is and what your something is could be very, very different. But I've never built links to a website and it's just not worked. You know, that score does always go up. And if it doesn't move as fast as I want, I get a bit impatient and just go more aggressive with it, but it does come in the end. So again, it's the, you know, when did you build these links as well? But Surav has another question. His competitor literally has shitty backlinks, mostly with 0 to 10 DA, with 0 traffic, but he's still ranking within the top 5.
Yeah, that's because page age matters. How long have they been there? How long has the site been there? Most notably, how long has that page been there? What's the internal linking? What's their on page look like? Links are one piece of the puzzle. And 2, we don't know if he's showing everything inside the tools. Like, we can only see what we can see. We don't know, hey, what else is going on? On top of that, we don't, just because a tool says it's DR5 doesn't mean that Google puts more value on it. So I hope that helps you out.
Yeah. I think obviously there's a lot more to it, and we get these questions all the time where, why is this motherfucker ranking above me? His website shit. But you know, are you seeing everything? Do you understand tiered link building? You know, all of that, or what's he hiding, or various other bits and bobs as well. So there could be a lot of other things going on there that you're maybe not looking at, but maybe you are. I don't know. Glenart is saying Facebook impression reach is very dependent on audience definition. We have several predefined audiences which reach very different groups. So something else for you to consider, Ryan, there. And Honey, can we target Facebook business pages to generate SEO leads?
I don't think groups or pages, maybe the pages. I was trying to target groups. What I found is you're more interested in their interest. So you're trying to see, I have a kind of an advantage because I've been on YouTube looking at my analytics for so long. So I kind of have an idea of the age bracket, male, female, right? I would go by interest and then age and then go from there. I don't think you can target groups or pages. If you can, maybe I missed that.
No, you can't.
Okay. I was about to say that would make life easy. You know?
Go stick my shit in Chris's group.
Like, what is it? SEO Signals Lab. Okay. Anyone in here and anyone they're friends with or following, that's who we want to target.
Yeah.
Job done. Right?
It would be the
easier.
dream.
That would be a dream.
Yeah.
Well, let me call Mark and see what he could do for us.
But Eric McDonald, when acquiring press releases, is it common for the referring domain count and links not being seen in same rush, or is it a case of waiting several months for them to be picked up on? What's your experience, Chris?
I think it's wildly dependent on the site. Think of all the sites that are in their database. They're crawlers, right? Like, I know they're a bigger company. But still, that's a lot of pages to crawl. And then too, like, are you looking at local sites? Like, is it worth them having that data in their system? And if they do, how long is it going to take them to get it in their system? Like how much traffic do they get? How relevant is it? What are they ranking for? What's the probability of it being seen? So too many what ifs. It depends on the site.
Yeah. There's not much else I can really add to that. But normally when you get these, you get reported on by the press release guys on all of those links, and you can also kind of push, force index them, link to them, nudge them up a little bit, do some edits, whatever you fancy, just to make things happen a little bit quicker as well. But from my experience, Eric, a lot of them don't show up on SEMrush or Ahrefs, unfortunately.
Unless they're ranking for a high volume keyword. Like even if it's just one, then the chances of it getting picked up are high. But usually not for these sites getting 1,000 visitors or, like your guest post type style.
Ursol, see any big medium ranking increases or decreases over the last 5 days or so? And if so, what do you think has caused them?
The only thing I've noticed, no big drops on the sites that we've, like, let's just say that there's 27 projects or maybe a few more. Like, I'm noticing a lot more snippet captures and a lot more of the stealing of our content, like in blue at the top. I forget, SGE or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot more snippets, even on, medium competitive terms, like say we're selling mulch or we're doing fence installation, that kind of stuff. Like I'm getting a lot more of that now. Snippets and the blue, like in where we're showing up. So I don't like it. The client is happy because now when they go, they're like, hey, we were position 5. Now we're technically at the top. I'm like, yeah, but dude, what's next month going to bring? I'm not going to catch a click. No. But we'll see about next month.
And Ted will update that top SEO ranking factors thing soon, hopefully.
Yep, that's in my tool. That's in my bookmark bar.
Eric is asking, when doing guest blogger outreach, how long or how often should you follow up on initial email inquiries? This is going to be different answer no matter who you ask. See what happens, Eric, is I get a lot of these inquiries. Hi, Craig, are you accepting guest posts? I'd love to place a blog on your website. And then I get the fucking follow-up sequence. That person just gets blocked because it's the same crap. It's not even a fun, enticing approach to it. It's just irritating. If I wanted to do it, I would have already done it when the first email came in. So I am not sure how well the follow-ups actually convert when doing cold outreach. I just think people are fed up with it. And I just think that people are lazy with the follow-up sequence as well. It's just not, it's not even funny or interesting or anything. So how often should you follow up? I think once or twice more and then leave it. If people are not responding back at that point, there's no point in continuing to harass them. I just think you're going to get reported for spam, and it's going to kill your stuff getting into people's inboxes long term.
Fair enough.
That's just my Chris.
Man, I mean, when we were doing that specific task, I do not recommend it. If they didn't lead back with a number or a follow back or an automated, we wouldn't go chasing our tails. We're looking for laydowns, immediate. So with that being said, there's so much better opportunity now. There's upfront fees involved. But I think there's much better opportunities now instead of outreach and chasing your tail. But it's up to you. I hope that helps you. That is not my favorite thing. Like, what a task. Like, geez Louise. And then the yeses you do get are subpar quality. So it's not for me. It's not for me. And then too, like, what's your site? Like, then like the sites, the people that are buying, it's like, what do I really want to link to you? You know, I don't know. Good. I wish you the best, sir.
Yeah. Surav, are collaborator links good or spammy? Because these sites are selling tons of them. I think with any marketplace, Surav, it's up to you, the SEO, to go through that list and pick the quality ones that are on there. I think every marketplace will have good and bad links on there. I just think you've just got to go on and pick. You know, their aim is to getting you inventory all of the time, and you've just got to go on, and you'll obviously have your own argument in terms of what is quality and what's not. And we have it in here, you know, with the staff. What are you calling a good link? And you know, but everyone's got a slightly different opinion, you know. But I think, you know, looking at other things such as traffic and keywords that particular website ranks for, and referring domains and everything, you know, you want to be looking at all of that as well, rather than just blindly going in and going, right, oh, that's a DR60, I'm having some of that. So, you know, there's gems on every marketplace. That's all I would say. But there's also some dog shit on there as well.
Yo, you're funny, dude. Oh, yeah, I think I'll just belly up to that. Oh, it's 70? Sure. Give me that. It's like a buffet, kind of, you know, like a buffet line.
People do it. People fuck it. That is like what it's like. They're just like, yeah, I'll have some of that. Like, fuck. You know, you're just blindly going here. Fucking, yeah. It's wild.
What do you think about this, Craig? I see this a lot. Like, let's just say that if you were a vendor and you had a DR 70 to 80, and let's just say you had access to 30 of these, a brand new website, like they always go right to that. Would you recommend against that, or would you say go for it? Go ahead. Like, brand new website, local business website, they want the 30 DR 70s that you can get them, and they want to just light the site up. Would you tell them no way, dude? Like, or would you say sure, no problem?
No, you're not lighting it up, man. Fuck
yeah,
that.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I really would love to sell these to you, but I really feel that this is not the way to go. I can't stop you, but I would recommend against this.
Yeah.
Like sending in 30 DR 70s to your, you know, fence installation page. You might want to think twice about that.
No, it's not fucking natural.
No, not at all.
So that's the way I look at it.
So you wouldn't light it up?
Nah.
Is there a gradual?
Yeah, just nudge a little bit and see what happens. But
each month, patience. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Dude, if I can get away with only paying for one or two of those DR70s, then that's what I want. I don't want it fucking weighed in there with more than I need, because it's a cost. But Glenart is asking about some more details on your schema markup service. What schemas are offered? Is the pricing by the number of schemas on page? Thank you in advance.
All right. It's offered by one page, and if you read the brief description, it's based upon your leading competition. So we're doing one page at a time based on your leading competition for whatever the keyword is. Let's say that you are Plumber Chicago. Type in Plumber Chicago. Who are the top 3? What schemas do they have? That's the exact schema we're going to add. If you come to us and say, hey, I want you to do a list, the list that we recommend or the list that we're going to do are going to be based on enhancements that Google provides. If you go to Google, we'll give you a link. There's 26 of them. These are the ones that we will build because that's what is the enhancement. I hope that helps you out.
One Solutions. What kind of backlink should we target for top positions?
It's not a specific type. I think it's an accruement of links. Like, do you have your basics in place? What's the leading competition have as far as referring domain counts? Like, what's the count that I need? Do I have my foundational links that I should have? And then how many power links do the top leading competitors have? And that's what I'm going to send into my main pages. But do I have the basics covered first? So it's not a specific type. I need all different types. I need a variety, but I need to do my basics first and then figure out based on competition, how much power do I need? Because like Craig said, like if I could get away with 2, then I want to build 2, So we always take care of the basics first though.
Yeah.
But that's us.
But again, also, it depends on what country you're in and location and so many other things as to what kind of backlink should you target. What has the top guys got and replicate that. And again, like we said in the last one, do you want to go and get stuff that you don't need in order to rank? So just be wise, because you can waste a lot of money on stuff that you may not actually need to get those top positions. So quality over quantity is what I would say. Lee Bandoni. Google keep changing local business name even though all citation data matches. Happened minutes after submitting. Any ideas? I'll wait for Chris to come back because I've not actually seen that happen. But he does a hell of a lot more local business stuff than me. I fucking hate GMBs, Lee. Volatile, temperamental crap. But, if the citation data matches, then, why would Google automatically change that out? That would be my thing. But we shall see what Mr. Palmer says when he comes back.
Sorry. Quick bathroom break. Sorry.
I was just dreading to hear the P.
No. I do have well, we won't get into that today, but Lee's asking, Google keeps changing local biz name. Citation data matches happens after submitting. They're changing local business name. What, on your homepage inside of SERPs or your actual citations and descriptions? What is he referring to exactly?
I'm making the assumption it's Google keep changing these map listing name, business name.
Interesting. Well, what competition level market are you in? What niche are you in? This could be somebody torturing you, not necessarily Google. And then on top of that, is it primary key term? Have you ever had to go through verification? This only happens in high competition markets that I've been in. It's the only time it's happened to me, or I'm trying to stuff stuff in there. Right? So hard to say. Usually it's probably somebody torturing you. I don't know. That's a tough one. Like sometimes they do that, but I haven't seen that. The last time I had that trouble, I had a chauffeur. He was in Sydney and we stacked it and they kept changing it back and we change it to the long one, like back and forth. But we were manipulating, Yeah. So I'm sorry. Google does whatever they want. I don't have a solution other than change it back.
Or your competitors doing whatever they want, either or. You may have a nice account or accounts to go in there and suggest things and all that stuff. So yeah, it's could be someone torturing, but let us know more, Lee, on what Chris has asked. Ursol is asking, are you guys buying auction domains or is the price too inflated right now?
We're generally back order. Things drop all the time. I'm looking for stuff I like back order. I think you can find a way in there without it falling, without it dropping. I like the backorder domains or stuff that's been sitting parked, or stuff that's been parked that vendors have. As far as auctions, it would have to be something hyper specific or based on a name, not necessarily metrics.
Yeah.
Because everybody's watching. So it's either going to be backorder stuff that a vendor has. You know, I only go to auction if I need a name, you know, but far and few.
I think GoDaddy have clearly went in and you know, they're charging ridiculous prices. They obviously know the value of a domain now, and clearly they didn't before. But I think if you look at other websites like Domain Lore and various other ones, you may get better prices from domainers and you know, marketplaces that are more associated with actual domainers rather than GoDaddy just coming in and sticking 2 extra zeros on, which seems to be the case. It used to only be 1 extra zero, but they're getting all greedy and shit like that, and yeah, they've stuck an extra couple of zeros on. But I
thought it was just me. You know, like I thought I was just like, oh man, you're just being cheap, Chris.
No, you know, you used to be able to get stuff. Yeah, you know,
400, 500.
I had a domain that I let go recently, and GoDaddy just snapped it up and just fucking whacked an extra zero on it, and you're just like, you fucking dogs, just absolute dogs. It was a kind of keyword-rich local domain name that I had for many years, and yeah, they've just grabbed it all up and done their thing, and I'm sure some guy or girl will go along and
let me get that
through the nose, and I'm like, you bastards, man! I've been fucking paying for that for years and years and years, and then I was just like, I'm never going to get round to that one. Let's get rid of it, and GoDaddy are making the money from it.
Yeah, but all the registrars, Namejet, Namecheap, a lot of them all have auctions.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that on all of them, or just GoDaddy because they're the largest? I haven't looked in a while.
GoDaddy are probably the largest and can do more of it. And GoDaddy are constantly buying up smaller hosting companies. So the one that I let go wasn't necessarily through GoDaddy, but I know they own the overall thing. So they're just swooping it all up.
Sounds like something we would do. Right? Like any business guy would do that.
I would do the same fucking thing. It's just not good when you're on the receiving end of the stick and you're expected to give them more than what it's worth. I don't like that.
No. Who does?
Yeah. But Eric, when targeting an audience from different global locations, is it a benefit to get a list of citations for those locations?
1,000%. If I'm targeting a specific area, if I can get hyper specific geo-related citations or directories or even paid, we want to do that. I mean, budget and time plays a part in this, but optimally, yes. If you can get it for sure. But even businesses, like if they come and they want UK, Canada, AU, or US, like we have different lists based on that location. Yeah. So, but there's more than I got. You know, like you can find a lot more. So
yeah, that is Joe CNC SEO Factory. Good to see you, Joe.
Cool logo.
Quiet, but nice to see that he pops by now and then and hasn't forgotten us, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, have you met Joe before?
No, I mean I feel like we've talked to him before. Like, I think I've seen this logo before, maybe.
Dude, that Joe has a lot to answer for. He makes memes and logos for people, and somehow they stick on them. Like, he's a bad man. He's a bad man.
Sounds like a guy I want to meet.
And mainly I'm talking about David Johnson, Joe. So David's, he's a crazy guy, and Joe done this kind of funny meme. And anytime I see this guy now, all I do is think about Joe's meme. So it's maybe as well, maybe you you don't talk to them too much because it could be reputation damage. Chris, if Joe gets a hold of your pictures and takes advantage of them. And Darren Muzzy is here saying he loves Joe. He's a great artist, and he loves us guys. So, Joe's a great guy in all seriousness. Apart from, he also not flogs, but tells you about every AppSumo deal on the market, and you end up fucking buying shit just
Sounds like my
because you feel you get that fear of missing out. Sad is there. Hello, mate. But
there's a question there about links. Oh, unless you purposely went over it.
No. And Surav is saying, thank you so much for your answers. Can you also mention the links which are still relevant, like Web 2.0, PBN, forum, articles, classified, etc.? So some of those
classified. Good luck.
Forum, I'm not a fan of. Articles, what does that mean? Do you mean guest posts?
Article directories, wiki articles, like what flavor?
Yeah. PBNs, I still feel, are useful if you've got the right budget and everything to play with for that type of thing. I've always been a fan of PBNs. Web 2.0s play a place, or
place in my heart.
Has a place in my heart and play a part of the overall process, but they're not big needle movers. And I think overall, the majority of links that you've mentioned there out with the PBNs are dated and no longer that effective, if you like, depending on where they're used. I think you've got to be looking at digital PR, guest posts, niche edits, tiered link building structures, citations. All of that kind of stuff is going to be better than forum and stuff like that. Forums and classifieds, and I don't know if that's article directories or e-zine articles or whatever the junk was back in the day. That's a load of old garbage for me. The most important thing is to make sure that the link you have gets crawled and indexed, and it's on a powerful website that's somewhat relevant to what you do, and how you get those, and the techniques and the strategy that you deploy is down to your own creative mind. So yeah, a link's a link though. But I think the days of forum posting and stuff are long gone.
Good luck. And two, is it scalable? Like, how many forums are there?
Dude, it's not a thing. Forum posting, when it was a thing, is it not something like you have to post fucking 20 times before you get a link on it and all this bullshit?
And then they give you like 10,000. It shows up on every page in a signature or something. Like,
fucking hell. Yeah. So I think obviously forums tried to put you SEO spammers off by trying to put an obstacle in the way, but just not something I've tried for a long time. I just remember back in the day when I started getting into forums, and they're like, you need to post 20 times before you're allowed a signature, and I'm like, oh no, fuck this. No way. So yeah. But Muzzy, or before we even go to Muzzy's question, guys, we have about 21 minutes left. Please do leave a like, subscribe on the channel, and even comment below the video if you're watching later on. And also put any other questions over in the chat. You've been quick and fast this far, but we've still got 21 minutes left. And this is us on the last question. So get your questions in and we will do our best to answer it. But Darren is asking, what tools are you using for writing content now for local campaigns and then for a national campaign? So what tools are you using, Chris?
Well, it's either OpenAI or Google. If it's real estate or law, we have we tuned a model, but it's still OpenAI or Lambda or Google's tool. So it's still the same AIs or the same base model. As far as process, it's very, very simple. If it's going to be anything else, it's going to be a scrape of what the top 3 or top 5 have as far as headers, the amounts, and then what are they saying? Utilizing those headers to then create our paragraph and or text. Then from there, it's going to go to like Grammarly or something along these lines. And then we're going to tune based on co-occurring key phrase and like, what's our density? Like how many times do we need to say these words? And what words are we missing? That's it, but like your large projects, like your mattress jobs and stuff is far different than my plumbers or window installation, garage door installation, locksmith. Like the level of quality needs to be good, but not like a target.com or a forbes.com level, So hopefully that helps you.
Joe has thrown in here Perplexity to set them up. I am a big fan of Perplexity. I just think it's a good tool, but like you say, Chris, I've got a process and I don't really deviate away too much from it, putting it through Surfer, sometimes Page Optimizer Pro, and then running it through Grammarly and getting a human editor and stuff like that. There's nothing, no rocket science there. It's just that's the process that I find works well for me, and fine tuning it and optimizing the article better, and then whacking it out there and seeing where it lands, and then do I need to go back and further optimize? Of course you do. 9 times out of 10 it's not going to land quite where you want it to. So can you fine tune it even more? I'm sure you can. So that's kind of the process we go with.
Yep.
But Eric, we are running SEO project for clients. On average, how long does a client stay with you providing you are delivering results? Why should they ever leave if you're providing results? I've had clients for 15 years. There's no reason for anyone to leave if they're getting a return on what they're spending with you, and you're continuing to provide value. Then I don't see there any reason to believe. And I know people that keep clients for years, but Chris, you might be different. I don't know if you've got a different answer for that, but
I think there's multiple ways to earn, right? For me, I like deliverable based. They're going to stay with us until the deliverables are done. That could be 90 days, 6 months. Some projects are 8 months, a year. We had a law firm that had 8 locations. They were with me for a year, right? So I do things deliverable based, like, okay, you need this for this month, and this is what the deliverable is going to be. This is how many links, citations, the content, whatever it is. It depends on the project and what the deliverables are. Monthly, I don't like to have to answer for, like, okay, here's the work. This is what the work is. This is what the work costs. And then there's a deficit, or there's a bunch left over. What is that for? I like it to be clear cut, black and white. Here's what you're paying for. Here's what you get. And that's it. Right. Anything else, if you need time, if you want my time, if you want me to look over something, re-audit, any of that, you pay for time. It's very clear cut. That's how I like it. That's how I like to do business. I don't do the monthly thing. I hate it. Unless you're buying links monthly, press releases monthly, unless you're some type of service monthly, CTR, that type of thing. But still, it's an equal value exchange. You get this for this. My profit's already built in. That's how I like it. Hopefully that helped you.
Muzzy is asking, how are you incorporating entities into your content?
And people, places, things, entities, or co-occurring key phrases, that's going into, after I've created the content based on the outline of leading competition, figured out my headers, figured out what I need, what's the outline. When it goes into optimization, entities, LSIs, co-occurring key phrases, variations, matches, and exact matches are during the optimization process. It's at the end. And then we'll hit it with I think she's using Hemingway now. She'll hit it with that again. So that's when during optimization. Not every project we're going to scrutinize over every single piece, but that's how we do it.
Yeah. Sad. My question is, what is the best way to find quality clients? I've been doing SEO for the last 2.7 years as a freelancer on Fiverr, but I also want to work as an independent SEO consultant to partner directly with small businesses, CEOs, and founders. So I would love to get your insights on it and possible some practical steps that would be highly appreciated. I already have a website, which I'm going to improve very soon. And I've already started creating content like case studies and client testimonials on LinkedIn. So how do you get away from Fiverr? You've been on these places, Chris, selling your stuff. How the fuck do you get in front of other customers?
Well, I mean, it took me time to separate. We may even offer small jobs on Fiverr and Black Hat World and stuff, but it took a while to separate Chris Palmer from those types of things. Now I want to separate Chris Palmer from the monthly. But anyway, with that being said, one job leads to another. And if it's currently paying and it's working, double down on what's working currently. Are creating the case studies producing a job? Okay, let's do that. Is going on to Fiverr and doing a low ticket job, getting my foot in the door to offer or present opportunity to me as an offer service. Like, we're doing low ticket stuff. Well, what else do they need? Now we've built trust. We have a relationship or a rapport. What else can you offer? Getting them off the platforms. How many other platforms can you go to? Usually though, it has to be a many gives before you can get an ask. Now, however you're going to do that, forums, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're going to do the giving, that's where you also do the asking. The platforms are really good because now I can get dollars while I'm getting my foot in the door. So look at what you're doing, what's working, double down on that while also getting other opportunities. The site is okay, but you need to present it where there's more eyeballs. People aren't coming to the site, but they're going to LinkedIn. They're going to groups. You know, you got to get your information in front of people where there's a few more eyeballs than your site, right? So hopefully that helps you out.
We legit need your top 3 platforms for links. And give you 2. chrispalmer.org or linksforyou.com.
There you go.
That's the top 2. And last question, are you guys hiring? I am not, but can't speak for Chris. Are you hiring, Chris?
I need another tester.
Tester?
I need a tester. I need another person that can look at different issues that are concerning business owners and outline tests and then run a test and effectively write it out. It could be small, it could be big, but I need testers and I pay by the test. That's what I need currently. It's very time consuming. And when I'm the only one thinking of stuff, it's hard. You know, I need somebody that has the tools, that has the know-how, that understand what are the ailments. Like, hey, if I produce 100 articles, how many of them index? Or, hey, how do I, hey, let's go test the indexing tools. Or, hey, we're going to test automated link building. Or posting, having multiple APIs connected to a GBP. Does that actually cancel out an account? These are answers that I get or questions I get a lot. So we go and test it. That's what I need. Yeah. As far as process, like actual doing work with my clients, that takes foot in the door would be testing. That takes trust.
Yes. I don't hire blindly at all.
No way.
I would normally go out and test people. And if I liked what they had to offer and I liked their way of working, then I would potentially try and take them for myself. But yeah, I don't just blindly hire. I know what I need, I know what I want, and don't do job ads really. Just doesn't work out successfully for me, unfortunately, but that is what it is. But Suraf has another question. When his website, he writes blogs and the blogs rank higher than his collection page. How to prevent this type of cannibalization? I would be asking. I would be asking here, why would you write a blog post about targeting the same keyword as a collection page? That's
what I was thinking.
Is just for me, you know, that would be, if someone asked me that question, I'd be saying, well, why are you creating, you know, other content keywords? Yeah, you're just confusing Google and giving it a job to decide whether it likes your blog or your collection page. And I think notoriously a blog post is going to have more content than a collections page.
And more links. Yep.
That is where the problem lies. In an ideal world, we would want the customer landing straight on the collection page if we could. You know, your blog post can form the kind of supporting articles, if you like, around the cluster that you're aiming to rank for. But that's just my theory on it. You know, I just see there's no point in being, you know, all you're going to do is cause massive problems for yourself, because your blog will outrank your collection page, no doubt. You know, so that it's just asking for trouble, in my opinion.
Yes, and then too, the collections. This sounds like it's Shopify. It might not be, right? You could just be using that terminology, but generally that blog section is set up a little bit better, right? Because it'll have blog / whatever, right? And then that blog page is internally linked to all my relevant articles. I'm passing link flow. And then I only build one internal link over to my collection. And then two, Craig hit the nail on the head. There's more content there. It's probably more relevant, probably more LSIs and exact matches, right? Plus all the internal links. The blog is there to support the main concept, not compete. If I'm going to create a piece of content, the only thing I'm doing is to assist a sale. So what are the common questions, or how can I not target the same keyword, but answer the questions related to this while pointing all internal link flow to this and building external links to that page as well? Then you'll do a lot better. But we don't do the same content.
No,
I have in the past. I feel your pain, but I wish you the best.
So Sad is asking, what is the most effective places where small business owners from the UK and Europe will likely to hang on? I'm talking about high ticket clients. You know, where do the high ticket clients hang around?
They're not hanging around.
You know, they're probably not. They're probably not. But if they are, you know, it's going to be different from high ticket client to high ticket client. You know, is it golf courses where all these high rollers go and play around the golf? I've heard people saying, I'm joining the golf course because I can do business with these people there and all that stuff. So people have always got weird and wonderful creative ways to do it, but any kind of high ticket, big deal is not going to be jerking around at networking events or, you know, SEO conferences or anything like that. You know, they typically have a member of staff go for them. So there isn't one place I could really say. I think, you know, networking, getting yourself out there, trying different stuff, trying different techniques, thinking outside the box, are good things to be trying. But, you know, if we knew the answer to that, I'd be down here myself right now. I wouldn't even be doing this. So it's kind of, you've just got to spread yourself far and wide, you know, whether that be using your YouTube, your social, your emails, and trying to get your messages across, and hopefully somewhere, picks up on it and goes, I quite like what that person said. But yeah, sometimes it's freaky, because I've been to places where I would have never thought I would have met someone who we've actually done business together with. And you're just like, geez, well, what's the chances of finding a high ticket client here? It's definitely never been at any of the usual places that you would expect to find them. That's for sure. So yeah, but Chris, if you get access to this special place, do you know anywhere?
I don't. Generally, what I have found by being in the open, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, the podcast, producing content in all these places, plus on top of that, running advertising, is I'm trying to get in front of somebody that's at the beginning or at the beginning of their journey, and they're trying to do stuff themselves. Like they just started the business, they're starting a business, maybe they're 2 months in, or they've already been burned, right? Like the super high ticket, they're going to go to who's most visible and notable because they're high ticket. They can afford it. So we're trying to get people at entry level, right? Entry level or in between. Like they've already been burned, or they're in the, they just started. So that's not high ticket usually.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know where the magical high ticket people hang out. No, I wish I did. And what's high ticket? This is very relative. Some guys I talk to, I'm like, hey, we're doing this. And I'm thinking, wow, this is like amazing. It's changed my life. And I talk to them and they're like, oh, we did that last month. And I'm like, whole new perspective on things.
Yeah.
So it's all relative. I wish you well though. But what I will say is, as long as you keep seeking, you will find. It might not be exactly what you want or how you think it's going to be, but if this is what you want to do and this is what it's going to be, keep working towards it and it will happen. I wish you luck.
Yes. But I don't know what this is. What is the most effective platform?
Google Ads.
Oh, Google Ads. Yeah.
Advertising on creative is your most effective. Create, you said case studies, this, that, whatever you're creating that can be potentially helpful, tune towards a business mindset. Like they don't care about you. They care about how you can help them. So what's the piece of content that it's going to click with them? Hey, this guy can help me. That's the piece of content. You take your dollars, you put it into ads, you serve it to as many people as possible, and then you torture them. Follow them around. That's what's effective. I hope that helps you.
Torture them. Yeah,
I get tortured. I get followed. Dignity's been following me around for months. Everywhere I go, or even you, Craig. Like I go to your site, the next thing I know, I'm getting pitched everywhere. I'm like, geez, this guy's everywhere.
Yeah, not fun. Not fun.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
I understand. I like it. Then I'm like, oh, this is clever.
Yeah. But guys, we do have time for one or two more questions before we do wrap up. There's like a minute and a half left. It was actually a decent pace today.
Mm-hmm.
But Surav is the last comment saying, can't thank you enough.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Surav. But if there is one last question, let's do it. Throw it in there. The final one, because I'm not leaving until I've got an hour clocked up on this. I'm not normally anal for time, but when it's like 58 minutes and 51 seconds, I'm fucking staying for the hour.
Might as well make the hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Just another hour clocked off.
Have you noticed a slow up of business though lately? I know you're serving different markets than me, but have you noticed there has been a shift in the last 2 months? I feel it.
It's hard. No, I can't really say
no.
Yeah to that. Nah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Nah. I mean, I think what I would say is July and August for people in the UK is when people go on holiday and the school holidays are on and they're dealing with their kids and stuff like that. So it's not always, a as busy as certainly other months, but I certainly don't see anything where I go, oh shit, things have slowed down massively or anything like that, but maybe, different things or whatever, could impact that. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Fair enough.
I'd be too worried about anyway. But yeah, it's always quieter July and August.
School's just starting. People are getting back in the groove. Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah. But
well, hit our hour.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Let's see. Live F1, last one in there.
50 iPhones connected to one hotspot, really bad idea.
Is it? Can it be? We can rotate that. These are different Macs or different IMEIs. I have different devices. And this fingerprint that's connecting could be technically connected to the same or a different IP, I mean. So I can change these and then utilize my device, change the IP, utilize device. You could, not the most efficient way of doing things. It's not optimal, but I'm sure you could do it.
Yeah.
Wow, I was doing that in 2018, 2017. It's been a long time.
Fuck this 50 phones game. But guys, before we go, do check out chrispalmer.org. Do check out Randy the News Guy. His link is below. And last but not least, make sure you engage with this video. Good, bad, or indifferent. It always helps. But we are back at the... Oh, shit. I can't do next week, Chris.
Why?
I'll tell you after this. I can't tell you here.
That's
but
okay.
I won't be able to make next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. It's just I've got something I'm not prepared to get out of next week. I'll tell you off air, though. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but something interesting. I'm sure you will forgive me. But we'll see you in 2 weeks' time back on here.
Cool. See you guys.
Everyone.
Gals. Bye-bye.